The magic face changers of Sichuan opera. Chinese opera is one of the oldest art forms in the world. Its history goes back many hundreds of years. Different parts of China have their own local opera, and there are more than 300 different kinds. The singers and actors wear brightly colored clothes, and their faces are painted in many different ways. The stories they tell and sing are traditional stories, and the music is played on traditional musical instruments. One of the most exciting and interesting forms of Chinese opera is Sichuan opera. The dancers often throw their bodies around in ways you can hardly believe, and the actors can be very funny. They can also make the people who are watching afraid by blowing fire from their mouths. But one thing is very special to Sichuan opera: face changing, or Bianlian. The actors wear specially painted masks on their faces in many different colors. This is common in Chinese opera. But what surprises you in Sichuan opera is that the actor's face will suddenly change completely, and you cannot see how this has happened. A face that was red suddenly becomes blue. A mask that was smiling suddenly becomes sad. The actor looks to the left with an angry face and then looks to the right with a kind face. And all the time, the actor is dancing beautifully with many difficult movements. Some actors can change face 10 times in 20 seconds, and yet you never see their fingers touch their face. How do they do it? Of course, you realize that the actor has many different masks, one on top of the other. They are made from very thin silk in bright colors. If the actor turns his back to you, you think he is changing his mask while you cannot see him doing it. But when he turns again to face you, it's the same mask. Then he shakes his head suddenly, and that mask has changed, like magic, into another one. You cannot believe your eyes, and yet it has happened. To be able to change the masks without being seen is a very special skill. It takes months and months or even years of practice to learn it perfectly. The exact method used by the actors is a closely guarded secret that is only passed on from father to son or master to apprentice. Girls were not allowed to learn the art. However, times like Sichuan opera are changing, and there are women face changers in China and even abroad. As China's influence develops around the world, its culture travels too. And this old art form is making new friends internationally.